So, some of you are trying to shift to a higher timeline and you're not recognizing that you're actually already on the higher timeline. I feel like a lot of people think that if they shift to a higher timeline, they're going to wake up on that timeline and they're going to feel calm and happy and everything is just going to fall into place naturally. But there's an adjustment process. You're you're not lost right now. You're in that in-between phase. When you shift timelines, you might not resonate with the people and the situations, the places, the mentalities that you used to resonate with. So there's that in between process where you don't really resonate with your old life. You don't resonate with that way of being or thinking or feeling, but you haven't yet fully adjusted to the new timeline. You haven't fully grounded into the new timeline. And I feel like this is where a lot of people get uncomfortable and they start just assuming that they're still on a lower timeline when they're not. The issue isn't waking up on the higher timeline. Most of you already are on the higher timeline. The issue is just that you haven't given yourself that chance to adjust to the higher timeline. Now, this happened to me years ago too, where I was talking to someone and I was telling her that I feel like I'm on a lower timeline because I'm having anxiety and I'm feeling just foggy, out of it, having mood swings, feeling lost, whatever else. And she's like, no, your vibration is high right now. You're actually on a higher timeline. The thing is, the higher timeline feels like a lower timeline to you. It feels negative to you because you're not used to the higher timeline. And the opposite is true. She was saying, she's like, when you're on a lower timeline, you actually feel comfortable and fairly content there, even if things aren't great, because that's normal to you. You're familiar with that energy. So I'm putting this out there because I think a lot of you are in that state too, where you've already shifted to that higher timeline, but you're not recognizing it as that, because maybe you expected that if you were on a higher timeline, you would just instantly start feeling better. But it's like, no, most of the time, I mean, I'm sure some people are like that where you can shift and you do just feel positive. But for most people, I think there really is that adjustment period where everything is just sort of foreign to you and it's uncomfortable. And again, you're leaving old aspects of yourself behind, old people, places, just things that don't really resonate with who you really are. And again, you're not really lost. You're in that in between phase between leaving the old timeline behind and really adjusting and adapting to this new timeline. And so when you're on a higher timeline, it's important to really ground yourself, give yourself that period of time to rest, to heal, and just to your nervous system, your mind, your body has to adjust to the higher vibrational energies. And there's also a period, I think, of subconscious reprogramming, because on the lower timeline, if things were, again, if you dealt with heartbreak, betrayal, trauma, whatever else, and that was normal to you, even if you didn't like it, it was normal to you. Then, on that higher timeline, you do have to kind of rewire your subconscious mind to not see peace as a threat, to not think that if things are calm, then that means that the other shoe is going to drop at any moment. It takes some time to rewire your subconscious mind to really fully embrace genuine love, peace, happiness, to resonate with those ideals. Not that you wouldn't resonate with them before, but you have to also reprogram your subconscious mind to also resonate with them and accept them, and not just think that they're too good to be true or that they're untrustworthy for whatever reason. So, stop and ask yourself and tune into your energy and ask yourself, are you really on a lower timeline right now, or are you on a higher timeline that you're just unfamiliar with? And if you are on that higher timeline, again, go out in nature and ground yourself and give your body and mind a chance to process the higher vibrational energies. Give yourself a chance to start reprogramming your subconscious mind to resonate with the energies of the higher vibrations of that timeline. And one of the fastest ways too to, find what's meant for you and to stay on those higher timelines is just authenticity, honesty, just being your true self, being in that energy. The things that are not for you, the things that don't really resonate with you on a soul level will just kind of naturally fall away from you most of the time. So you're not necessarily lost, you're not necessarily on a lower timeline, you're in the middle, you're in the limbo phase. You've left the old timeline behind, you're on the higher timeline, but again, you have to adapt to it. You have to adapt to the higher frequencies and go through the adjustment period. I do want to add one more thing too. For those of you that are just trying to like shift to your highest timeline overnight, like you would probably, if you went from a low timeline to your highest timeline in that shorter period of time, you would most likely go through spiritual psychosis. Like it's just way too much to go from that vibration to that vibration just in such a short time span. I'm not saying it can't happen, but it's more ideal to slowly shift timelines. I know for me, a couple of years ago, I was on the lowest timeline I've ever been on. And it's almost like you go outside and it's almost like the world looks different. Like your perception shifts so much that it's like the clouds, even the sky feels heavy, dark. The energy on lower timelines is just very, very dense. It's very dark. It's very empty. There's a certain places have an energy signature the same way that people do. Timelines, they can have an energy signature the same way that people do. And I don't know if that makes sense, but if you're on a lower timeline, sometimes there's almost like an energy signature, like a vibration to it. Like if you go outside, it just feels a certain way. But if I were to try to go from that timeline to a higher timeline, I probably would have experienced spiritual psychosis. I had to slowly elevate from there to get to those higher timelines. Like I'd go to a timeline that was just a little bit higher and I would start adjusting to the feelings of peace, the feelings of, allowing peace into my life, allowing myself to be calm, allowing myself to be in my creative energy, allowing myself to be in my feminine energy, allowing myself to slowly get out of that survival mode. And then, as you adjust, as you get used to those new energies, then you can elevate to the next higher timeline from there, without it just completely overwhelming your nervous system and, your body. So yeah, slowly elevating timelines over time is ideal for most. I'm putting this out there mostly for my YouTube channel, Enchanted Moon Subliminals. Let me know, if you're watching this from my YouTube channel, let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this. But I'm putting it out also because I just posted a video about, a subliminal video to shift timelines. But I also put a lot of affirmations in there to adapt to higher timelines as well, because that's really important. There are way too many subliminal makers that are just putting YouTube videos out there for timeline shifting, for, you woke up on your highest timeline and that's it. You need to have affirmations for adjusting to the higher timeline. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult for you to stay on the higher timeline. You'll most likely reject those energies because they'll be unfamiliar to you. So in that video that I just posted, I put a lot of affirmations about, mentally adjusting, spiritually adjusting, physically adjusting to the higher vibrations so that you can, consistently be on that timeline without rejecting it. Anyway, I'm going to put this out. Thank you guys for watching. And as I said, if you want to see more of these, more like manifestation tips, or just, if you want me to come on here once in a while with advice, let me know. Thanks.